We talk about stuff. We talk about stuff. Hello! I hate that guy. That song is the worst. I'm going to do something about that. So, welcome to We Talk About Stuff, the podcast where we do exactly that. My name is Anthony, and today I am joined with two brand new friends of mine. First, I'd like to introduce you to RaptorRex. Say hello.
Hello. Hello.
And then I'd like to introduce you to Red Lion, or Josh Lion, and he goes by a bunch of different names. Introduce yourself.
Hi, guys.
So basically, these two people, they won the little comment pick me thing that we did. So they're going to be in the podcast, and we have tons of stuff. Oh, and also I am going to link their channels in the description if you'd like to go subscribe to them and watch their videos. I know especially that RaptorRex has a Q&A video that he's going to do soon, so if you'd like to ask him questions, please feel free to do that. And today we have so much stuff to talk about. We're going to be talking about the Civil War trailer description that just came out, the leaked picture of Luke Skywalker, Black Panther pictures that just came out, Wonder Woman versus Doomsday and Batman v Superman, that fight that was rumored. But before we get into all that, we are going to get into some of the smaller pieces of news, go through those really quickly. So let's just get started, all right, guys? So,
Ready.
First little bit of news is John C. Reilly is going to be in the new King Kong movie. I actually missed this news. Like, it came out the same time the Samuel L. Jackson news came out, that he was going to be in it, or at least that he was in talks. And I was shocked that I missed it. We had already talked about that, so... what do you guys think? I really like that. John C. Reilly is great.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
Yeah, I really like him.
Yeah, he's awesome. Another bit of news is the 8th Quentin Tarantino film trailer, Hateful Eight, has dropped, and I watched the trailer. I wasn't extremely impressed by it, but it did pique my interest. I really love Sam Jackson in that movie. He looks great, and then Tim Roth, because I can't get me enough of Tim Roth. And you guys see the trailer?
I did. It was great.
Yeah, you guys gotta watch Reservoir Dogs if you don't know how good.
I haven't seen that yet.
You gotta go see Reservoir Dogs. It's a great movie. If you're listening to this and you haven't seen Reservoir Dogs, it's on Netflix. It's one of my favorite films. It's like Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, my two favorite Quentin Tarantino films.
Well, I actually haven't seen it.
In other news, Tom Hardy is going to be starring in a DC movie called 100 Bullets. I have read some of the comic series 100 Bullets. I really like it. It's got like a real Sin City feel to it. Like really dark, and basically if you don't know what it is, I'll give you a little verbal trailer. A woman named Dizzy is approached by a man with a briefcase with 100 bullets in it. And that's all you need to know. Please go read that comic series if you haven't. It's pretty great. So what do you guys think?
I can't wait. I'm gonna see it.
I
don't know.
I was gonna say I love Tom Hardy. Like every movie he's in, he puts out like a stellar performance.
I don't know a lot about 100 Bullets, but from what I've heard, it sounds pretty cool. And yeah, Tom Hardy just can't get enough of DC. First Bane, then he tried to be Rick Flag, and now another one.
Yeah, from what I understand, he his contract was like he couldn't do Rick Flag, but he had to do like another DC project, or he at least wanted to do another DC project. So I think he left Rick Flag so he could be in 100 Bullets.
Oh.
So I think there's some relationship. I don't know all the details, but that's interesting. Another DC property that is apparently greenlit from Warner Brothers is Nemesis. And my quick little verbal trailer for Nemesis is, what if the Joker had all the power of the Batman? So it's a young boy. His name is Matt Anderson. His parents die. He inherits, tons of money like Bruce Wayne does, but he's pure evil and he does nothing but like kill cops. And he has like a white suit, and at like the end of his battles with all the good guys that he's killing, it just is drenched in blood and it becomes red. It's really creepy, like beautiful artwork. And I was so excited to hear this news. I've been saying for the longest time that a Nemesis movie needs to happen. What do you guys think about Nemesis?
Once again, I do not know a lot about Nemesis. I know I sound like a loser right now, but
no, it's fine.
Again,
They're like it's an obscure comic property, but it's those are the ones that I'm always super interested in because it's like we know Superman, we know Iron Man, Captain America, they're great characters, but like I like to get into the ones that not a lot of people are familiar with and get them immersed into more of that comic universe.
Yeah, so like it's from what Anthony's explained to me, it sounds like a really cool concept, and it sounds like a cool like what if story, like how dangerous a Joker with like the origin and backstory and power of Batman would be. And so it's like you could really put it into perspective of how dangerous the Joker and Batman by themselves are, and like going and seeing how this guy's like, oh my gosh, he's a walking hell.
What do you think, Josh?
Well, personally, I think it's awesome. I can't wait for it, and I'm definitely gonna see it in theaters.
Yeah, I am so excited. I really love rated R, like really just hardcore superhero or comic book properties.
Deadpool.
Yeah, like Deadpool. I'm so excited for Deadpool.
Yes.
Another little bit of news is that just today, Patrick Stewart has confirmed that Professor X will be in the new Wolverine movie. I love this news.
Yes.
I am so excited for this Wolverine movie, which I think is funny because I don't really like the other Wolverine movies. I really hate one of them, and I just kind of don't care about the other one. But it's Hugh Jackman's last time. He's the perfect Wolverine, and I don't know how to not be excited for this movie. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
You like this edition?
Oh yeah. I mean like, after Days of Future Past, I was kind of sad that I thought like, oh, the original cast members aren't coming back, like the original like actual actors, but like the characters would be there, not the actors. So I thought like, oh, that was the last time we ever saw like Halle Berry as Storm or Professor X played by Patrick Stewart or Ian McKellen playing Magneto. I thought that was like the last time you would ever see them. But we would only see James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender and whoever the other people are. But now that we know that Patrick Stewart is going to be in the new Wolverine movie, it's not going to only be a send off to Wolverine Hugh Jackman, but also probably maybe to Patrick Stewart, Professor X. So yeah.
What about you, Josh?
Heck yeah, everybody loves Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, I think that he is like the perfect Professor X, and I love James McAvoy and his portrayal. But
no one can replace him.
Yeah, it's like you can't replace Patrick Stewart as Professor X. He's just perfect.
So it's a good send off.
Yeah. And the last little bit of the quick news is my personal favorite news because I think it's just so funny that in the new upcoming Lego Batman movie, which has already cast Will Arnett as Batman and Michael Cera as Robin, has just cast the Joker, who is being played by Zach Galifianakis. Now, when I heard this, I thought it was a joke, and then I realized like this is the greatest thing I've ever heard. I love Zach Galifianakis. I love the Joker. The two of them put together, unstoppable duo. So, how do you guys feel?
Well, like you said, it was a real joke. Pun intended.
What about you, Josh?
All right, so what I like all the Lego Batman movies, and I'm glad to see Zach in this one.
Yeah, I mean, he is such a dynamic, like comedic force. I'd like to see what he could bring to the Joker, and I really want to see. I really want to hear his voice. I want to see like how much of a Joker voice he could actually do, because I know he could. He could do like kind of like. I think he could do impressions, and just kind of switch his whole persona. So that's exciting to see what he could do with the Joker.
Yeah. So like now I've heard like his voice before, like in animated movies or normal movies, and like with a little bit of trying to do an impression, I think he would have a perfect Joker voice. Maybe not on the level of Mark Hamill or Troy Baker, but it would be definitely pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty good casting.
Yeah. So now we're going to get into the real nitty-gritty, the big news. If you're still listening to this, please stick around, because I'm going to read a whole Civil War trailer description and the whole thing. So let's start off with some Civil War news. is that there's been new Black Panther images that have leaked from the set, and I looked at these pictures, and I'm gonna be honest, like, I dig the suit. I like how the suit looks, and the only thing I was concerned about is that in that concept footage, or not concept footage, that concept drawing, like, the suit is really skin tight, and the character of Black Panther, he's always had like a really tight suit, and I thought that picture was like just perfect. And when I see these images, I know it's the same suit, and it just doesn't look the same. It looks looser. But then I was thinking, I don't even know if it was Chadwick Boseman. I think it might have been a stunt double. But they're like doing. It was? Okay. So
yeah, it was.
They were doing like these crazy stunts where they're like scaling buildings, and I'm thinking, well, maybe the suit's just loose, so they could film the scene. Because if it was too tight, it would probably be hard to like maneuver around and get these people to like climb up a building. So, I think that it's going to be one of those things where it's like, yeah, you see the picture and it's, there's no color palette on it yet. The thing, there's probably going to be added CG to the whole scene. And then, he's probably wearing a looser suit just to climb up that building. And they do that with James Bond, too. If you ever watch those new Daniel Craig James Bond films, the way they do it is like he wears a medium shirt when he's just like walking around and, just having his drink or whatever in the James Bond movies. But when he's like running and doing those, big, fast scenes, he has to change his clothes and wear a, what's it called? A large suit. And that's just so he doesn't tear it when he's running. So, what do you guys think about the images?
Well, what Black Panther was doing really reminded me of Spider-Man and how much people would have freaked out if doing those stunts was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But that's off topic. But I think Chadwick Boseman's gonna do a great job. He's a phenomenal actor. If you've seen 42, you know what I'm talking about. Have you guys seen 42?
No, I haven't seen 42 or Get On Up.
It's good, and he does phenomenal acting in that. So I think with Black Panther, with like how he's like almost gonna be like an ambassador, even though he's not really an ambassador, he's gonna be like representing Wakanda in this civil war.
Yeah.
And so like representing his country, I think with the way Chadwick Boseman can act, he will definitely be able to play a character that can hold that responsibility, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. What do you think, Josh?
Well, it's not the most exciting part of us four, but I do think it's pretty interesting.
Yeah? You like you know what I like about the suit is it looks like his mask, I think people would probably call it, seems to like fit more like a helmet. It looks like kind of like a motorcycle helmet type of thing.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of surprised me.
Formal armor.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. It's like once you see the movie, you'll know how the suit actually looks, or if they put out like an official picture, then you'll get what they're trying to portray. And I have total faith in the people making that movie, so I know it's going to work out. In other news, huge rumor leaked, which I believe to be completely true, is that we are going to get a really big, epic Wonder Woman soloing Doomsday fight. Just Wonder Woman versus Doomsday in Batman v Superman. And I think the way it's going to work is it's going to be like Wonder Woman versus Doomsday, and then Batman and Superman will show up like towards the end.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think about this?
I mean, like, obviously, I think that's what was hinted at in the trailer when like we saw Wonder Woman like thrown against like a wall and there's like destruction around her.
Yeah.
And we saw that plane flying and there was like so much destruction, like explosions everywhere, and so that obviously had to be Doomsday.
Yeah.
And and a lot of people underestimate Wonder Woman. They don't give her as much credit, and like people don't really know how powerful she really is. Like, she can fly and deflect bullets and use a sword, and that's what people think she can do. But like in terms of physical strength, she's up there with Superman. So this would be a good chance to show her going up against one of, if not the most toughest villain in the DC movies.
Yeah. What do you think, Josh?
Oh, don't get me started. I'm gonna keep it short, okay?
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Help us all.
Me personally, I'm a huge fan of DC Comics, and especially Batman and Superman. Mainly Superman, but doesn't matter. And I think that it's gonna be Batman and Superman. They're gonna be like fussing around, like, and then like Wonder Woman's gonna be like, guys, grow up, and then she's gonna be like attacking Doomsday.
Yeah.
And then they'll have to eventually come help her because she's not strong enough by herself.
Yeah.
She is pretty strong though.
She is very strong.
She is up there with Superman. She can hold her own against Superman very well.
You know, I think the way they have to market Wonder Woman is like, I think the most common like perception of Wonder Woman right now, just by like general audiences, is like, oh, she's the girl that has like the lasso of truth and the invisible jet, and it's like, no, that's not Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is an Amazonian goddess with
she's
immense power.
Of Zeus.
Yeah, she's the daughter of Zeus, exactly. Like
people just think like she's just like there to be like Superman's girlfriend and fly an invisible jet and get people to tell the truth.
Yeah, that's it. And people don't realize like, no, she is a 100% ass kicker. That's all she does is kick ass. So
she did kick Superman's face. Though.
Yeah, so I think they need to really play up that stuff. And
I think with Gal Gadot, like being from Fast and Furious, she'll definitely pull that strong female aspect.
Yeah. I never saw that movie, and I've heard that she's not great. And a lot of people are complaining about Gal Gadot. But I just keep thinking, like, yeah, I get it. Like, she doesn't have a great track record. She barely has one. But they must have picked her for a reason. She must have done something. And I generally agree with Zack Snyder's casting decisions when it comes to his movies. Like, I don't think he's ever had a casting decision where I was like, man, how did he come up with that? Like, where does that happen?
Like, I loved Michael Shannon as Zod. Like, I think he was like one of the greatest villains on film of all time. But like Zod, he got lots of development. I feel like that's something Man of Steel had over Marvel, is that they don't give their villains a lot of time. I mean, like, look at Ant-Man. It's a phenomenal movie. I love Ant-Man. But in terms of Yellow Jacket, he was really one-dimensional. Wasn't given that much development. They're just saying, like, oh, he used to be, like, Hank Pym's prodigy. Hank Pym lied to him. Now he's all bad guy. And don't even get me started on Electro and Amazing Spider-Man 2.
We're not talking about...
We do not speak of we do not speak of that. For a channel called We Talk About Stuff, that's the one thing we don't talk about.
Yeah, I hate that movie. It's the worst.
Yeah.
But about the Yellow Jacket thing, I wanted to say this because I think that they handled Yellow Jacket kind of well. Like, I get that it's not a super developed villain, but I thought that the actor was great and that he was able to pull it off. And then they gave you the explanation of the Pym particles altering his brain chemistry, and that's what was making him crazy. But so Wonder Woman versus Doomsday. It's a fight that I am so excited for. I want to see Wonder Woman done properly. I want to see Doomsday on screen. Like,
I want to see Doomsday so bad.
I remember at first I was like, I can't believe they're putting Doomsday in the second movie. But then now I'm thinking about it and I'm just like, yeah, what's the rumor? Like, it's Lex Luthor tries to clone Zod and Doomsday comes out?
Actually, I think it's like a genome that's found in the Kryptonians called the Doomsday genome. So while experimenting with Zod's body, he triggers it and Zod's body transforms into Doomsday.
That's crazy. So I can't wait to see where they're going with that. And
like with Superman possibly being killed by Doomsday, maybe.
I don't.
It seems like a metaphorical meaning for Man of Steel. Like, Zod wanted to get Superman in the beginning, and it was all because of Zod's plan that you think about it that got Superman to Earth.
Yeah.
And basically, so like it comes full circle with Zod. Like, he helped Superman like accomplish his first mission. Now he's gonna be back to end him.
Yeah. So. I just, like I said, I can't wait for this. It's so exciting. So we're gonna get on to other news. There's been a bit of Star Wars news that's been coming out. First, let's just talk about exactly. First, let's just talk about this Luke Skywalker leaked picture. So it's Mark Hamill on set, and he's wearing the full Jedi robe getup. And I saw this, and it was like made me want to tear up a little bit. He's full Jedi. You know what I mean?
I was like screaming, like, and I looked at it and I was like, that's like a white version of his like suit from Return of the Jedi with like a white Obi-Wan hoodie on.
Yeah. Like it's. I saw that picture. I was like, oh my god, that looks just like it's supposed to look. It looks like Obi-Wan from the original trilogy. What do you think, Josh?
Oh my god, it looks amazing. I
have a
That's
video
how I
talking
felt,
about
dude.
it on my channel.
Yeah, go to RaptorRex's channel because he has a whole video about it. And also, that picture has been taken down in like every place I've looked for it, except for his video. So go to his video if you want to see the picture we're talking about. And by the way,
Disney's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Help! Give it as many views. Disney's gonna murder me.
I'll try to put the pictures that we're talking about in the description, or maybe even in the video. I'll figure that all out. So more Star Wars news is it has been confirmed that in the new anthology movie, the new Han Solo movie, he will be around his late 20s. So that's like the time frame of this new Han Solo movie. It's going to take place before A New Hope. So what do you guys think about that?
Well, they're gonna obviously recast Harrison Ford, and I think that would be a mistake because he made the character his own. He really did. And Harrison Ford is an amazing actor, and I don't know, they just can't recast him. Like maybe if they did like alter his face throughout the entire movie, like to make him look younger.
I don't think they would do that.
I mean, yeah, they.
I don't think they would do that for a whole thing, especially like what if they wanted to do a sequel? I don't think they would.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I was thinking about like, oh, they could just do it like they did Hank Pym in the beginning of Ant-Man. Yes, we are referencing Ant-Man a lot. But they wouldn't do that. I'm just thinking if they recast Han Solo, it would be a really big mistake, and I would have preferred a solo Boba Fett movie.
Well, what do you think, Josh?
To be honest, I just hope they keep the snotty, snazzy attitude of Han.
Yeah.
I don't want them to get rid of that.
I don't think they're going to get rid of the
don't
scoundrel aspect of Han.
They can't. If they do, it will be like an abomination.
He's going to have to shoot first every time.
Yeah, first. They have to make some kind of reference to that somewhere.
Oh, man. Here's the thing about this movie is, like, I love Star Wars. I love Han Solo. And one of my favorite things about the prequels is that they didn't ruin Han Solo. I'm dead serious about that. Like, but I just feel like I don't get why they want to keep going to these prequels. Like, it's just something I have very little interest seeing. Like, I'm gonna be the first guy in line to see that movie, but I still wanna. I just want to see them go into different places. But
yeah, like maybe a Yoda movie because he didn't really have a particular actor we associated him with.
I don't even want to see a Yoda movie.
Oh yeah, because like to keep his origin ambiguous still.
Yeah, especially since it's like they already put Yoda in the prequels, and to me, like that Yoda isn't even the same Yoda as in the original trilogy. Because the one in the original trilogy is like he looks like, you know, he's really happy and he's making a lot of jokes and he's supposed to kind of be like the comic relief. And then in the prequels, he's just so like such a bummer.
He does kick butt.
Yeah, he kicks.
Movies.
Yeah, he's like jumping around and flipping a bunch, but
it would be amazing if we had that like same funny jokey Yoda still kicking butt. That would be like the best.
Yeah, it's just like to me the one in the prequels isn't Yoda for some reason. It's not the Yoda that I know. You know, it's just
the one we were introduced to.
Yeah. And have you guys heard this rumor that Taron Egerton is like everybody's like Taron Egerton should be the new Han Solo. If you don't know who that is, he was the lead in Kingsman: The Secret Service. He played Eggsy.
And he wants to be.
Yeah.
He wants to be the new Wolverine.
Yeah, he wants. Everybody's like, "Oh, you should be Cyclops," and he's like, "No, I want to be Wolverine."
But he looks like Cyclops, like Wolverine. No.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I heard that and I was like, "Yeah, I guess I buy it." Seems to work. If this movie's making me nervous, but I'm still gonna go see it. And another bit of Star Wars news came out saying that the 2018 anthology film was originally going to be Boba Fett, which was the movie that was being directed by Josh Trank. And because of maybe this Fantastic Four bomb, even though this news came out before Fantastic Four came out, but I'm sure the studios had some sort of insight to what was happening there. So they kicked off Trank. They moved Boba Fett back to 2020, and they slated Han Solo, which is being directed by
Phil Lord and Chris
Phil
Miller.
Lord and Chris Miller, yeah, which are amazing directors. So
Watch the Lego Movie.
yeah, what do you guys think about pushing back Boba Fett?
Switch it around, push back Han Solo, so at least Taron Egerton, I don't know how to say his name, could get a little bit older. I mean, like, Josh Trank, I mean, like, boot him out and just get another director. I mean, like, they haven't really started production on the Boba Fett movie yet. I mean, like, heck, get Spielberg, okay? Spielberg's the first one I always say for any movie. I'm like, Spielberg, okay? Just get Spielberg. Get Spielberg for it.
I would love it if Spielberg directed an anthology movie. I don't even care if he would have directed like a trilogy, like episode 8 or 9, because I'm just like, yeah, that would have been fine. But I want to see like Steven Spielberg do a more concentrated Star Wars movie, like really get good storytelling in a small story.
Because he is an amazing storyteller, so I feel an anthology movie would be right for him because it focuses on one person, one story, and that's what Spielberg is really good in. So, so I'd rather see him in an anthology movie than an actual trilogy movie in terms of quality of the film. But in terms of pure nostalgia, I'd actually rather see him in the main trilogy movie.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty exciting. So, the real big news I got here, I mean, take this as real or fake. I'm going to just take it as a maybe. I have a leaked Civil War trailer description from D23. So I'm going to read off to you guys what's going to happen in this trailer. And I want you guys to tell me how you feel about it, because I think it's really some interesting stuff. So first off, the trailer is going to open with General Ross. He's going to be talking about the Registration Act. During this time he's talking about the Registration Act, there's going to be kind of like montages of different shots from the movie and some heroes, I think Scarlet Witch and War Machine, and then as all that stuff is going on, he's going to say, you sign yourself over, or this is your last stand. And then it's going to be more montaging and stuff, and Cap's going to say, we won't stand for this. As that's going on, there's going to be a skyscraper that explodes. You're going to see Cap and Iron Man fighting in the baseball field. You're going to see Black Widow and Falcon fighting it out. You're going to see Bucky hanging out from a helicopter. Then we're going to see Black Panther versus Captain America. So, like, just bunch of action beats. And then we're going to see a figure walking, and we're not going to know who it is. And then it's going to be Baron Zemo. And then Baron Zemo is going to say, do you think this world could survive? Let's find out. And then as that happens, we see Spider-Man in a fast-paced fight with Baron Zemo. And then it's going to cut to Vision destroying a helicopter, Hawkeye zipping between buildings with, I guess, his bow and arrow. Then it's going to show Ant-Man punching Vision, Crossbones fighting Cap from the leaked footages that we've seen, or leaked pictures that we've seen on set of the movie. After that happens, we're going to see General Ross talking again, I believe to Martin Freeman while he's driving a car. Then we're going to see Iron Man shooting at Cap, Spider-Man swinging around New York in a blue and red suit, and then it's going to end with Iron Man punching Cap's shield, and it's going to cut to the big Civil War logo. So, I read all this, and I thought, wow, there's some pretty neat stuff in here. Now, just to clarify, since this is a leaked description, it's not going to be totally accurate. This would be in a case where somebody had seen the trailer, probably just once, and then tries to recall the events of the trailer, and that's what we got. So the dialogue isn't going to be entirely correct. Some of the shots are either a little exaggerated or maybe not exaggerated enough. But as far as what I'm hearing, I don't think this is entirely. I wouldn't guess this is fake. There's a lot of interesting stuff in here. So, how do you guys feel about it? What do you think when you hear all this stuff?
I heard the description about this before, and
Yeah.
actually, there was like one part that kind of bugged me about like some dialogue. And after Captain America said we won't stand for this, I think there was a line from Iron Man that said, "Then let's fight."
I haven't heard that.
Oh well, that's what I heard from another one. Is Iron Man said, "Then let's fight." I mean, like that's like a kind of cheesy, unnecessary foreshadowing line, and but we definitely see the new Avengers are going to be split up. And besides that, let's fight line, I think this is going to be an amazing trailer. It will get everybody pumped, and everyone on the internet who will see the leaked one inevitably will be rejoicing. And I think that I don't know. I think of like how Baron Zemo is going to be portrayed in the film. It's going to be kind of creepy because Zemo, if portrayed right, he will be creepy.
Yeah, I remember
And like
when I heard this description. The thing that stuck out to me is there's going to be a fast-paced fight in the trailer with Spider-Man and Baron Zemo. When I heard that, like my heart started pounding. I was like, "Oh my god!"
I know, like Spider-Man in the fast-paced fight. At last, he will like have a proper fight. Like sure, the Green Goblin fight in the first one.
Oh my! Are you kidding me? Did you ever see Spider-Man 2 with that train fight with Doc Ock?
That was good.
That's one of the best fight scenes of all time.
But like the fast-paced one, like up close, it will really showcase Spider-Man's powers.
Well, don't forget, this is like fast-paced probably isn't like the way they cut the trailer. And then again about that Iron Man line you were talking about, if that is indeed in the movie or in the trailer, don't forget that, like I said, this is somebody who watched it most likely and then reported it, but like probably doesn't have the exact dialogue memorized, but so it could have been along those lines.
Yeah, true.
But it might not have exactly been those lines. What do you think, Josh? What stands out to you?
Oh, to me?
Josh. You still there, Josh?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Out of all this stuff, what stands out to you?
Spider-Man. I'm just psyched to see Spider-Man. I mean, and I like the whole idea of Iron Man punching Cap's shield.
Yeah, what a great way to end that trailer.
It would kind of be like the echoing when the Winter Soldier punched his shield.
Yeah. And I mean, I've actually heard this from a few sources that apparently when this whole Sony Marvel deal went down, when they were putting Spider-Man in Civil War, Sony made the deal that you either put Spider-Man in the movie with just a cameo, or you give him a full role. And there's no in between. So I think what we're getting is a full Spider-Man role. So like about as much time as like any of the other Avengers, maybe like a solid 15 or 20 minutes. But
so I hope they actually do what they did in the
I would say probably more
comic.
Yeah, I'd probably say more along the lines of 15 minutes. But I mean, I'm listening to that and I'm amazed. I can't believe that within the next couple of months, at least until the end of October, before then, we are going to get a Civil War trailer that's going to have Spider-Man in it. Like we're gonna see Captain America, we're gonna see Iron Man, Black Panther, Vision, Scarlet Witch, Ant-Man, War Machine, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Falcon, and Spider-Man. We're gonna get all of that, and then Baron Zemo and General Ross. It's like,
and possibly the Red Hulk, and fighting the Hulk. That would be like the Hulkbuster fight. The whole thing with the
Hulk is... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You go.
Okay, the whole thing with the Red Hulk and the Green Hulk, I should say, I don't think either of those are confirmed. I know that
they're not.
There are people saying like Mark Ruffalo has been on set in like Belgium, and when I hear that stuff, I'm like, that's interesting. I don't know, what he's doing there. If he's just maybe he can shoot a cameo for like one scene that probably doesn't even have any of the other Avengers in it, just kind of showing where he is after Avengers, and he doesn't even have to turn into the Hulk. You know what I mean? And then Red Hulk, based on the way this trailer sounds, I feel like isn't going to be a part of it.
Or he could be like Tony Stark's like last contingency plan. Like maybe Captain America's team starts beating him. So like we obviously know Ross is on his side.
Yeah.
So then like he tells Ross like, all right, transform now, and then like that's like secret weapon. So they send the Red Hulk against the other ones.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Also, another thing that I thought was cool in this is Ant-Man is punching the Vision like in the face.
Wow, I mean like he probably like shrunk small and hit him.
I love that. I cannot wait to see how well they incorporate Ant-Man into the story, into the future of Phase 3 and Phase 4 even. Because
for some reason, I'm just like extra hyped to see Ant-Man.
Yeah. I mean, I've been saying it ever since like that movie was like announced to come out at the end of Phase 2, and then once they were casting it, and even after Edgar Wright left, I've just been saying, like, listen, this movie could still be great. And then once the trailer came out, I was like, I know that people are still kind of hating on this trailer, but I'm sold. No, and then the second trailer came out, and I'm like, what are people not liking about this trailer? And I just knew, like, every step of the way, I was like, Marvel doesn't screw up. They do what they do for a reason, and they're not going to screw it up. And I really loved Ant-Man. I can't wait to see him in this movie. What else? Vision destroying a helicopter.
Yeah, because he is supposed to be on Tony Stark's side, so maybe it's the same helicopter as Winter Soldier is hanging off of.
Yeah, hanging off
of. So maybe he's trying to go after him.
Also, you know, like I said, Black Widow versus Falcon, Black Panther versus Captain America. I like the idea of them having a quick little brawl because I'm really interested to see how Black Panther plays out in this movie. I know he's neutral, so he doesn't have a specific side with either Iron Man or Cap. And
so he's probably going to play the Spider-Man role.
Yeah, but I think he's going to play kind of like a Spider-Man role. The way it sounds, it's like Spider-Man's just going to stay on Iron Man's side, which I'm totally fine with. That's how he starts in the comics. And then Black Panther being neutral makes sense because why would he even be on either of these sides? You know, he's got a whole friggin' gigantic technological
country,
advanced country that he has just become the leader of because we know that T'Chaka is gonna die in Civil War, which I think is crazy. So it's like he's got to go through so much stuff in this movie. Why would he pick a side? Right?
Exactly. Oh, and Crossbones is supposed to actually die early on in the movie because it's actually going to be his death that results in other deaths. That's going to be the event that kicks off Civil War. So basically, the rumor is that, you know, we saw him fighting Captain America on set, and then we saw, like, Captain America and all those citizens, like, looking up into the sky. Right, remember?
Yeah.
So, anyway, they're fighting, and he has a bunch of suicide bombs strapped to him.
Yeah.
And so he's fighting Captain America, and so then he sets them off to, like, blow up in the area. So then Captain America has a new Avengers with him, so he tells Scarlet Witch to levitate Crossbones into the air, but when he explodes, it still kills a bunch of people. So when they're, like, looking up to the sky, they're looking at Crossbones exploding or being lifted up, so Crossbones probably dies there, and then the explosion kills a bunch of people.
That's really interesting. I heard something similar to it, but I heard a version where, like, Crossbones doesn't die, but I did hear that Crossbones does start whatever big event is going to cause Civil War, because I think they've been playing with that a lot, where it's like the Avengers are great and they do save the world, but they also have a lot of collateral damage, and I like how they're doing that, and I know that's a big thing with Batman v Superman, but I like how they're getting into this, these parts of the movies where it's like, okay, we can't ignore that there are still people getting hurt. People are going to blame these people. They're going to blame these heroes. Even though they're the only ones that could really protect the Earth, they're also, doing a lot of damage.
They can destroy it.
And they have all that power. So it's like, how do we make it so we can stop as many of these casualties as possible? Maybe a registration act where they sign with the government, they're government employees, and they have to work by our rules. So this whole movie just seems like it's working out so well. I have complete faith in the directors. I have complete faith in the actors, and I have complete faith in the story. Civil War is one of my favorite comic books of all time, and I just adore what they're trying to do with this movie. I never thought we'd ever get a Civil War movie. I never thought we'd get Spider-Man in a Civil War movie, and we're getting.
I never thought we would get an Avengers movie.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's like we're getting all this stuff, and it's not even going to be in a year. It's going to be, next May. So I cannot wait for this movie. I am more excited for this movie than a lot of things. I don't know if I'm more excited for this than Star Wars. It's kind of tough.
You are?
I don't know. They're kind of neck and neck.
Yeah, true.
But maybe Star Wars is beating it a little bit.
Yeah.
Here's basically the way I think of it. Is like, when I see Star Wars stuff, I cry. When there's a new trailer for Star Wars, like Trailer 2, I cried. I watched the Comic-Con panel, I cried. Because I just love that stuff. And then when I heard Spider-Man was going to finally be in this Marvel Universe, I cried. I was like, they did it. They friggin' did it.
Like, I actually had a good morning. Actually, I was about to go to school. I wake up, I was sad going to school. Check my notifications. I'm like, I was happy the whole school day. Cause the whole day, I'm like, yes, Spider-Man is in the MCU.
Yeah. Dude, I remember.
And also,
the way I found out that news is like, I went somewhere and I got back, and Stoops had just messaged me a bunch of times. He's like, dude, they got Spider-Man. They got Spider-Man. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, check it. It's official. And I checked, and it was like, oh, everybody's reporting it. It's official. And I'm just like, just dying. I'm like, I can't believe they did it. With all the fans demanding that this happen, knowing that the studios heard our voice. The same thing happened with Deadpool. The studios heard the fans' voice, and they decided to give the fans what we wanted. And that stuff just gets me so excited.
Yeah, and also with the whole causing Civil War, if the Crossbones thing doesn't turn out to be true, could it be the event in Avengers: Age of Ultron, like Sokovia being destroyed?
Yeah,
that kicks it off.
Very possible.
Or would it already have started in Ant-Man?
I'm not entirely sure, but I think we.
Okay.
I think we talked about everything we need to talk about. I'm looking through my notes. Anything else you guys want to add? No, I already mentioned the Hateful Eight in the beginning.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's just a quick news thing. What about you, Josh? You have anything else to add?
Stay classy, San Diego.
Oh yeah,
you heard the man. Yeah.
When you were talking about how Marvel pretty much nailed Yellow Jacket, I like the representation with it not being Hank Pym, but some people said that Marvel screwed Ultron.
I mean, to me, Age of Ultron, I really like Age of Ultron, but I acknowledge it has some problems.
Yeah.
And one of those problems is it's literally 15 minutes in the movie, Ultron's the villain. He's already there. He wasn't developed super well, but at the same time, I still think he's one of the best Marvel villains. And I think that Age of Ultron movie is at least in the top 5 or 6 Marvel movies. That's where I'd put it. I'd put it at 5 or 6, which is an accomplishment.
Yeah, and people don't some people didn't care that he had a normal voice or anything like that. People were ranting and screaming about Ultron being ruined because his lips moved.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is people are going to complain about these movies, and when I think about it, it's if a movie has minor problems, or even maybe even a little more than minor, I try not to just be an asshole about it, because I feel when people complain about Avengers, it's oh, this sucks, and I'm watching the movie and I'm do you even know what you're watching right now? You watched the sequel.
Made history.
You're watching a sequel to a movie that literally changed most of the ways that movies are made now. And you're getting these characters that have stood the test of time all working together to defeat this bad guy who I never thought we'd ever see. And then it's
Ultron. Oh my gosh.
I'm watching it and it's oh my god, they got the Vision in this movie. They figured out a way.
Vision.
Yeah.
And some people are even complaining that he was never actually bad, and he was always in the Avengers, and
yeah, but it's still they still did the whole thing where it was Vision is created by Ultron, which I really loved, and then he's just so
they kind of referenced it with a Vision almost being Ultron's new body.
Yeah. And they said it at the end. It was like, you're the last one. And he was like, you were supposed to be the last one. I mean, that's the thing about these movies. It's like, people complain about, like, oh, Ant-Man, it's like, the character doesn't have, the villain doesn't have enough screen time. And I'm watching that movie and I'm like, we got an Ant-Man movie. Out of all the friggin' heroes we got an Ant-Man movie. Like, and that blows me away. I'm so excited to see these characters. And even, like, other movies like The Dark Knight Rises, like, people hate The Dark Knight Rises. And
people are calling it, like, trash.
Yeah,
They're
people are like, it's the worst movie ever made. And I'm like, listen, it's got problems.
Just because it's not The Dark Knight doesn't mean it's trash.
I'm like, it's got problems. I get there are plot holes. It's got, like, the villain deaths are weird. There are some storylines that are weird.
A little bit rushed, but it's not like.
But it's like, as a whole, the movie's still pretty great. Like, there's a lot of awesome stuff that they do, and like people, that complain about The Dark Knight Rises, it's like, oh, it's the worst movie ever made, and I'm just here like, do you remember the scene in The Dark Knight Rises when Bane fights Batman and there's no music and he breaks his back? It's one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah, like shows how, like, Batman's outmatched and he's getting beaten up, and then when they break his back, I'm like, that's straight out of the comic, but then he gets a magic chiropractor, but
Yeah, he gets a guy to punch him in the back and heals him. But
yeah,
that's my thing. It's like, people right now were like complaining about Civil War, like, oh my god, it's gonna be crowded, like, what's happening? And I'm at my house and I'm hearing this stuff and I'm just screaming, like, how could you complain you're getting a Civil War movie with Spider-Man and Black Panther and all these characters? Like, how do you find it, like, possible to get this amazing thing that these people are making for you, and you're just like, yeah, it's gonna be stupid? And I'm just like, oh my god, this is like some of the greatest news. Like, we're gonna get an Inhumans movie. Like, I don't get how people.
Humans. I mean, Inhumans, like, I swear, like, but even before, like, Inhumans is gonna be like another Guardians of the Galaxy, another cosmic team, and that no one's heard of. It's probably gonna be a sensation.
Yeah. So.
Inhumans, it would be a household name like Guardians of the Galaxy is now.
Yeah. So that was my big rant on complaining about comic book. Now, here's the thing: when you get an Amazing Spider-Man 2 or a Green Lantern or a Fantastic Four, make your voice heard, because that's how studios are gonna know not to make bad movies. But
hopefully they make the next Fantastic Four movie good.
I hope they just give it back.
I don't know, bring back Dr. Doom and make him right.
Yeah.
And also, I have some news to add.
Yeah? What is that?
Ultron returning in Infinity War?
I don't think that's true at all.
Well, can I try and explain it?
Explain it, because it is interesting.
So, you've all probably heard of Adam Warlock. He is probably going to return in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And, actually, I believe, like, in his introduction, he was actually evil, and he went by the name Magus. Now, they're saying in Avengers Infinity War, he's going to appear as Magus because he's going to be possessed by the Ultron system. And, I mean, like, I think Ultron's going to return, like, maybe if Marvel doesn't get the rights back to Fantastic Four and Galactus in them, maybe, like, the Phase 4 build-up villain could be Ultron coming back and make him, like, as powerful as he actually was in the comics. Because people are saying, like, oh, we didn't get a fight scene with all the Avengers against Ultron. I'm like, yeah,
yes,
they're saving that for
we
Thanos.
did, though. We got that a lot.
I mean, like, all the Avengers going against Ultron by himself at once.
Yeah, I mean, but still, the way it works is, like, Ultron...
No need to complain about it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, so they'll probably... I mean, they could just bring him back as a new overarching villain. Because odds are everybody he had in the movie was destroyed, and he kept uploading himself to the internet, and it was no different at the end of the movie. So Ultron, he is alive, basically. And also, the rumor in Captain America Civil War, one of the missions of the new Avengers is they're looking for Ultron to find him.
Okay, so here's what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
None of that is true. There's no way Ultron's still alive. Like,
well, I mean, he could be, like, in the internet.
No, because Vision blocked him out of the internet.
He did?
Yeah, he
How?
blocked him out of
He
Avengers.
didn't-
He grabbed his head and he totally blocked him out of the internet.
Oh
Yeah, he just
that's
like
true.
grabbed his head and did magic stuff.
Yeah,
Why not?
magic science stuff. But
Okay, yeah, Vision isn't
so-
that dumb.
basically,
So, like, people were saying like
none of that's
Thanos
true.
would use the Infinity Gauntlet to bring Ultron's mind back to life. Like, no, it's bullcrap. Okay.
I mean, I guess that's possible.
Ultron's not gonna be Magus.
I don't think Ultron's coming back. I don't think he should either. I mean, if they did it, I'd be hyped. But you know,
He
I
got
think
his
it's
own
fine.
title in a movie. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think any other Marvel villain, even Thanos, is not gonna have his own title. Ultron's special. He got his own title.
Yeah, but Thanos doesn't need his own title.
Yeah, I mean, like
He's
Infinity.
It's
Thanos.
Infinity War.
Infinity. It's already Thanos.
This is a war of the universe we're gonna get. So basically, that's all the news we got. So much stuff going on. Like I said, if you haven't seen or heard of some of the things we talked about, I encourage you to please go look at it. Go read some of those comics. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. So I'm gonna say,
We have a note.
yeah. What's the note?
I don't think you mentioned, but Stoops wasn't here today. He
Oh,
was
yeah,
sick, and so don't worry, he'll probably be in the next podcast.
Yeah, he wasn't feeling very good today, so we did the podcast with two of my very loyal subscribers. They're very great people. Please go subscribe to RaptorRex. He has a great channel. Please go subscribe to Act Shorts. I'm gonna put both of their channels in the description if you want to go check them out. Any last words, guys?
We talk about stuff. We talk about stuff.
What did you say, Josh?
Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four. Awful movie. Won't even bear to see it.
I'm not even
Well, I
gonna
mean-
see Fantastic Four. It is a very smart move if you don't. If Anthony had actually got cancer from the movie, but the known cure is to watch Captain America 2. So if you're forced to watch it against your own will, the cure is to watch Cap 2. Okay.
That's pretty good stuff. So, see you guys, everybody. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. We're almost at 700 subscribers right now. I might be past 700 by the time you're listening to this when I upload it. So, have a great existence, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. I think somebody else has an intro like that, or an outro like that. So,
I think it's Jurassic Collectibles.
is that what I'm not sure how.
I said I'll see you in the next video.
All right. Well, bye everybody. Have a great day. Oh wait, God.
It's Pat.
I think Stoop says that. Bye everybody. Keep on
Okay.
keeping on.
It's Pat.
Keep up the awesomeness.
All right, everybody has to be quiet so this video ends properly. Bye.